In the past 2 weeks, both kinetic and non-kinetic operations were conducted in the various theater of operations with significant results recorded. The brief will therefore cover operational activities of members of the Armed Forces of Nigeria and other security agencies conducted in addressing the various security challenges across the country within the period 4th to 18th May 2023, starting with the northeast zone of the country. Troops of Operation Hadinkai in the northeast zone of the country have sustained the offensive against terrorists and other criminal elements within the zone through intensive ground and air operations, which yielded tremendous results. Between 3rd and 12th May 2023, troops conducted offensive and clearance operations at terrorist enclaves, camps at different locations in Sambisa and villages within Bama, Damboa, Goza, and Kaga local government areas of Borno State. In these operations, troops had several fierce encounters with Boko Haram and Islamic State of West African Province terrorists, during which 15 terrorists were neutralized, while others fled with gunshot wounds. During the operations, troops recovered 10 AK-47 rifles, 8 submachine guns, 15 grenades, 2 pump-action guns, 1 light machine gun, 1 MA rifle, 2 anti-aircraft barrels, 12 den guns, 25 AK-47 magazine, 2 double-barrel guns, 3,896 rounds of .50-inch ammunition, 1,802 rounds of 12.7 millimeter by 19 ammunition, 1,475 rounds of 9 millimeter ammunition, 86 rounds of 12.7 by 108 millimeter ammunition, 183 rounds of Shilka ammunition, 60 rounds of 40 millimeter barrel grenade launcher ammunition, 2 rounds of 7.62 millimeter by 99 ammunition, 34 cartons of signal pistol ammunition, 124 RPG bombs, 50 36 hand grenades, 5 smoke bombs, 13 RPG tubes, 8 76 millimeter bombs, 130 smoke grenades, tear gas, 13 42 hand grenades, 247 rounds of 38 millimeter smoke bombs. Other items recovered, other arms and ammunition and other items recovered during this period are shown on the screens in front of you. It is equally important to know that troops equally recovered large quantity of improvised explosive device making materials and terrorist flags. Also, on 12 May 2023, troops on fighting patrol came in contact with terrorists at Fanduya in Abadan local government area of Borno State. Following the fierce firefight, the terrorists fled. Troops exploited the general area and recovered 2 gun trucks, 2 anti-aircraft guns, 1 RPG tube, 2 AK-47 rifles, 1 RPG bomb, 387 rounds of 12.7 millimeter ammunition, 440 rounds of 7.62 millimeter by 54 ammunition, 364 rounds of 7.62 by 50 millimeter ammunition, and 3 Buffalo gun truck tires. Furthermore, between 4th and 12th May 2023, troops arrested 25 Boko Haram and Islamic State of West African terrorist logistics suppliers at different locations within the theater of operations and recovered 75 bags of fertilizers, 7 vehicles, 2 drums of premium motor spirit, 6 gallons of engine oil, 7 drums of water, 3 bags of grains, 3 bags of salt, 1 carton of Maggi seasoning, 12 hose cables, 8 new tires, 1 carton of bulbs, 13 bicycle chain, 15 bicycle freewheel, 25 mobile phones, 12 air pumps, 4 brakes, 7 parts, and the sum of 69,550 naira only, among other items. Equally, on 6th May 2023, troops on fighting patrol rescued 1 Saratu Daudas, one of the adopted Chibok girls on serial 10 of the list. Furthermore, on 8th May 2023, 34 Boko Haram and Islamic State of West African Province terrorists and members of their family, comprising of 6 adult male, 14 adult females, and 14 children, surrendered to troops at Damboa in Damboa local government area of Borno State. They claim to have escaped the terrorist camp due to troops' intensive offensive in the general area. Also, a jazz fighter surrendered to troops at Damboa in Damboa local government area of Borno State within the same period. He also claimed that his motive for surrendering was due to military offensive in Sambisa forest area. Consequently, within the weeks in review, troops recovered 17 AK-47 rifle, 1 AK-49 rifle, 8 submachine guns, 15 grenades, 2 pump-action guns, 1 light machine gun, 1 MA rifle, 4 anti-aircraft guns, 2 anti-aircraft barrels, 12 den guns, 38 AK-47 rifle magazine, 2 double-barrel guns, 3,896 rounds of .5-inch ammunition, 2,189 rounds of 12.7 millimeter ammunition, 1,475 rounds of 9 millimeter ammunition, 86 rounds of 12.7 millimeter by 108 armor-piercing incendiary ammunition, 1,800 rounds of Silka ammunition, 60 rounds of 40 millimeter barrel grenade launcher ammunition, 2 rounds of 7.62 millimeter by 39 millimeter ammunition, 34 cartons of signal pistol ammunition, 125 RPG bombs, 52 36 hand grenade, 5 smoke bombs, 13 RPG tubes, 8 76 millimeter bombs, 130 smoke grenade tear gas, 13 PG-42 grenades, and 247 rounds of 38 millimeter smoke bombs. Other recovered arms and ammunition recovered during the period in focus are shown on the screen. Troops also recovered large quantity of improvised explosive device making materials. Other items equally recovered from Boko Haram logistics suppliers include 9 vehicles, 30 mobile phones, 10 motorcycles, 8 bicycles, 4 vehicle tires, 3 gun truck tires, 2 grinding machine, 1 sewing machine, medical supplies, 1 wheelbarrow, 30 motor fan belts, 5 bags of grain, 3 bags of sugar, 2 bags of salt, 1 solar inverter battery, as well as all other items as shown on the screen, and the sum of 69,520 naira only. Troops equally neutralized 26 Boko Haram and Islamic State of West African Province terrorists, arrested 25 terrorist logistics supplier, 1 terrorist spy, and 1 Boko Haram terrorist. Troops also rescued 1 kidnapped Chibok girl, while a total of 511 Boko Haram and Islamic State of West African Province terrorists and members of their family, comprising of 99 adult male, 161 adult female, and 251 children surrendered to troops at different locations within the theater of operation. All recovered items, apprehended suspects, and rescued Chibok girl have been handed over to relevant authorities for further action, while the surrendered Boko Haram terrorists and members of their families are being profiled for and equally handed over to appropriate authorities for further action. In a related development, the air component of Operation Hadinkai conducted several air interdiction operations at identified terrorist enclaves, camps, and logistics geared towards degrading the terrorists. Notably, on 10th May 2023, an air interdiction operation was conducted at an identified Boko Haram terrorist and Islamic State of West African Province enclave at Arege. The location was sited with several terrorists and gun trucks. Accordingly, the location was bombarded and feedback revealed that several terrorists were neutralized and their gun truck destroyed in the air strike. Now to the north central zone of the country. Troops in the north central zone of the country have continued their clampdown on terrorists and other criminal elements within the joint area of operation. Between 6th, 8th, and 16th May 2023, troops of Operation Safe Haven conducted operational activities within Jos South, Barkin Ladi, and Mangu local government area of Plateau State, as well as Tafawa Balewa local government area of Bauchi State. Notably, on 16th May 2023, troops responded to information on attack at Kubum village in Mangu local government area of Plateau State by gunmen. Troops on arrival evacuated those that sustained injury to the hospital for medical attention. Following the incidents, troops conducted clearance operation of the general area and arrested 5 suspects and recovered 3 fabricated rifles, 10 rounds of 7.62mm special ammunition, 8 cartridges, 3 mobile phones, and 5 motorcycles. Consequently, within the week in view, troops in the north central zone of the country recovered 3 fabricated rifles, 2 fabricated pistols, 2 den guns, 6 motorcycles, 1 vehicle, and 31 Russell cartridges. Troops also neutralized 2 terrorists and arrested 27 suspected criminals. All recovered items, arrested suspected criminals, and rescued adopted civilians have been handed over to relevant authorities for further action. Now to the northwest zone of the country. Troops of Operation Hadrin Daji have sustained the onslaught against banditry, kidnapping, terrorism, and other criminal activities in the northwest zone of the country. In furtherance to this, troops conducted raid clearance and fighting patrols to identify terrorist enclaves at different locations within Kaduna, Katsina, Kebbi, Sokoto, and Zamfara State, respectively. Precisely on 6 May 2023, troops on fighting patrols made contact with terrorists at Keta High Ground in Salfe local government area of Zamfara State. And following the firefight, troops neutralized 2 terrorists while others fled with gunshot wounds. Troops further exploited the general area and rescued 10 kidnapped civilians and recovered 1 RPG bomb, 108 rounds of 7.62mm NATO, 1 telescopic sight, and 1 Boafeng radio. Also, on 9th May 2023, troops on fighting patrol had a meeting engagement with terrorists at Suri Hill in Salfe local government area of the same state. Following the operations, troops neutralized 2 terrorists while others fled with gunshot wounds. Troops searched general area and recovered 10 rounds of 7.62mm special, 5 AK-47 rifle magazine, 7 tear gas, 7 mobile phones, 2 SIM card, 2 pairs of military camouflage uniform, 2 pairs of combat boots, 1 pair of police uniform, 6 jungle hats, 3 pullovers, and 1 fragmental jacket, among other items. Equally, on 10th May 2023, Troops responded to information on terrorist activities in Birnin Daji in Sakaba local government area of Kebbi State. Following a firefight, the criminals fled. Troops exploited the general area and recovered 2 AK-47 rifles, 2 AK-47 rifle magazine loaded with 47 rounds of 7.62mm special ammunition, and 1 improvised rocket launcher. Also, on 12 and 14 May 2023, troops raided several terrorist camps and enclaves within Birnin Gwari local government area of Kaduna State and made contact with the terrorists. During the engagements, troops neutralized 2 terrorists while others fled. Following the operation, troops recovered 2 locally fabricated pistols, 4 den guns, 14 motorcycles, 2 pairs of woodland camouflage uniform, 1 fragmented jacket, 1 generator, 2 pairs of woodland camouflage uniform, 1 fragmented jacket, and 2 mobile phones. Also, on 14th May 2023, troops responded to information on terrorists trying to attack Kona village in Batsari local government area of Katsina State, and following a firefight, troops neutralized 1 terrorist while others fled. Troops recovered 1 AK-47 rifle, 2 AK-47 rifle magazine, and 1 mobile phone. Also, on 16th May 2023, troops responded to information on a suspected terrorist collaborator conveying food items to a terrorist leader. Troops arrested the suspect and recovered 6 bags of soya beans, 2 Eagle generator, 1 mobile phone, 1 motorcycle, and a sum of 71,500 naira only. Consequently, within the weeks in focus, troops in the northwest zone of the country recovered 7 AK-47 rifles, 4 den guns, 2 locally fabricated pistols, 1 improvised rocket launcher, 1 RPG bomb, 74 rounds of 7.62mm special ammunition, 108 rounds of 7.62mm NATO ammunition, 1 telescopic sight, 10 AK-47 rifle magazine, 7 tear gas, 1 fragmented jacket, 12 pairs of woodland camouflage, 3 pairs of combat boots, 7 jungle hats, 1 pair of police uniform, 3 pullovers, 3 desert camouflage uniform, 10 desert camouflage t-shirts, 14 woodland jungle hats, 16 jungle hats, and 2 desert boots, as well as other items as listed on the screen in front of you. Troops also neutralized 12 terrorists and arrested 16 suspected criminals, as well as rescued 24 kidnapped civilians. All recovered items, arrested suspects, and rescued civilians have been handed over to relevant authorities for further action. Equally, the air component of Operation Harendaji conducted air interdiction operation at Dutsing, Suri High Ground at Sarfe local government area of Zamfara State on 9th May 2023. This was following reports by ground troops on sighting of armed terrorists at the foot of the high ground. Consequently, the target was bombarded and feedback revealed that several terrorists were neutralized in the airstrike. Furthermore, on 10th May 2023, the air component of Operation Wild Punch conducted air interdiction operations at Sabon Birni in Igabi local government area of Kaduna State. The operation was carried out following reports of sighting suspected terrorists on 7 motorcycles fleeing northwest of Sabon Birni. Accordingly, the targets were engaged in neutralizing the terrorists. In another air operations, an airstrike was conducted at Wawari and Sambo in Maringa local government area of Niger State, sequel to intelligence report of terrorist activities at the locations. Accordingly, the location was also attacked with bombs and rockets, and the terrorists neutralized. Now to the south-south zone of the country. The land, maritime, and air component of the Joint Task Force Operation Delta Safe have sustained the fight against oil theft and other criminal elements in the zone. Accordingly, troops conducted patrols, raid, anti-illegal oil refinery, and swap boogie operations at different locations within Bayelsa, Delta, and Rivers State, respectively, aimed at denying oil thefts and other criminal elements freedom of action, thereby creating an enabling environment for economic activities to strive within the zone. On 11th May 2023, following a tip-off, troops responded to information about one AK-47 rifle concealed in a suspected cultist who died during a cult clash at Unko community in Etim, Ukbo local government area of Akwa Ibom State. On arrival at the scene, troops conducted cordon and search of the general area of the residence of the late cultist and recovered one AK-47 rifle, one empty magazine, and 2 rounds of 7.62mm special ammunition. Consequently, within a week in focus, troops of Operation Delta Safe in the conduct of Operation Octopus Grip and other operations within the south-south zone of the country recovered and destroyed 38 illegal refinery sites, 24 wooden boats, 169 storage tanks, 152 ovens, and 19 dugout pits. Troops equally recovered 551,500 liters of crude oil, 394,500 liters of automotive gas oil, 16 vehicles, 4 motorcycles, 1 tricycle, 2 pumping machines, 1 outboard engine, 1 generator, 1 speedboat, 4 weapons, and 132 assorted ammunitions, while 29 economic saboteurs were arrested during this same period. All recovered items and apprehended suspects have been handed over to appropriate authorities for further action. Additionally, it is worthy to note that the sum of 448,387,770 naira only were denied oil theft within the period in focus. Relatedly, the Air Component Operation Delta Safe conducted series of air operations within the joint area of operation. Notably, an air interdiction operation was conducted at Abacheke General Area. The location was observed to be active with illegal refining oil bunkering activities. Consequently, the target was struck, destroying the illegal refining materials and equipment at the location. Now to the southeast zone of the country. Troops of the Joint Task Force Operation Udoka have sustained the offensive against the outlawed indigenous people of Biafra and Eastern Security Network terrorists and other criminal activities in the southeast zone of the country. Operational activities were conducted at different locations within Anambra, Abia, Ebonyi, and Imo State, respectively. The operations were aimed at restoring peace and normalcy to the general area of operation. Precisely on 8 May 2023, troops conducted raid operation to an identified indigenous people of Biafra and Eastern Security Network terrorist camp in Umpum village in Uvo local government area of Ebonyi State. During the operation, troops arrested 5 suspected terrorists. Equally, on the same day, troops while on patrol made contact with suspected terrorists who mounted a roadblock along road Ishegu Agu in the same local government area of the state. On sighting troops, the terrorists opened fire, and following the firefight, troops neutralized 1 terrorist while others fled into the bush with gunshot wound. Also on 8 May 2023, troops responded to the activities of kidnappers' attack on motorists along road Nimbu Opada in Uzowani local government area of Enugu State. On sighting troops, the suspect fled into the bush with the kidnapped victims. Troops pursued the suspect and rescued all 4 kidnapped civilians. Troops also recovered 1 truck and 2 motorcycles. Equally, on 10th May 2023, troops raided a suspected criminal hideout within Ohafia General Area in Ohafia Local Government Area of Abia State. During the operation, troops arrested the suspected indigenous people of Biafra and Eastern Security Network terrorists who have been on the security watch list of security agents. Accordingly, within the weeks in focus, troops recovered 8 mobile phones, 4 motorcycles, and 1 truck. Troops also neutralized 2 terrorists, arrested 7 suspected terrorists, and rescued 4 kidnapped civilians. All recovered items, apprehended suspects, and rescued civilians have been handed over to appropriate authorities for further action. It is important to note that the situation in the southwest zone of the country has been relatively calm. On a final note, I wish to once again convey the Military High Command commendation on the unrelenting effort of troops and other security agents in the various theaters of operations across the country. The media community is also acknowledged for their partnership and continued cooperation with the military and other security agents in our quest to restore peace and security to our dear country. Also, the entire populace is hereby appreciated for their support given to members of the armed forces and other security agents in the conduct of our various operations across the country, while equally urging them to continue to provide prompt and credible information on the activities of terrorists and other criminal elements in their respective areas. Thank you all for your attention. Most of our 3 questions. The first one is on the issue of the Chibok girls. It is obvious, don't threaten anybody here, man. Allow them to ask questions. Eh? They say when if the hunters have learned how to shoot without missing, the birds too equally learn how to fly without being shot. So no problem. On the issue of the Sambisa forest is not impregnatable. Like we told you during our debrief, we told you operations were conducted within Sambisa forest. And from the outcome of people who came out and surrendered, it was categorically cleared by those, said by those people that it is because of the intensity of operation that has been carried out in that Sambisa forest enclave. That's why a lot of these terrorists are coming out to come and surrender now. And precisely on the Chibok girls are just like any other human beings like us here. You cannot see anybody walking and just identify that person that this is the Chibok girl. So there's no way the military can have the capacity or the technology to do that. Precisely this is where the Chibok girls are. It is quite some time now that these girls have been missing or were adopted. So now, because of the intensity of the operations, most of them are escaping from the terrorists and coming out. And it's only when they come out that we now identify them that this is one of the girls on the Chibok adopted wanted list, list. And that's what is happening now. Sambisa Forest, our troops are conducting operations daily in Sambisa Forest every day, and they are recovering weapons and ammunition. All those ammunitions that you saw that were listed there were recovered in Sambisa Forest. Majority of them were recovered in Sambisa Forest. So we rest assured that this thing. On JOS, yes, whether we like it or not, we are doing our best. Like I've told you severally, we are doing our best to make sure that everywhere is peaceful within the country. And the incident that happened in JOS is quite unfortunate. We are human beings too. We can't be everywhere at the same time. Most of the times we really have to respond. And if people don't give us credible information on time for us to be proactive, we can only respond to when the incidents have happened. So that is the issue we're having. It is important for the public to know that if you observe any activities that are not comfortable with within your immediate environment, report it immediately to the military authorities. And we react appropriately. But if you wait until when the incidents happen before you now start reporting it, we are not going to respond to an incident. And there's nothing much we can do. On May 29th, agitation will come, agitation will go. Like I told you, there's a transition committee which has been put in place, and the members of the transition committee, which includes having them members of the armed forces and other security agencies, are there working around the clock to make sure everything goes successfully. Thank you. Next question. Yes, due to the intensity of operations in the northeast and northwest area, yeah, it's obvious that there have been some migration of these terrorists to the north central area. Yes, most of the formations within the north central area have been carried out blocking force operations. But like you know, or you can appreciate, the area is very vast. And definitely within these gaps and ungoverned areas, they are likely to penetrate. But what I can assure you is that as far as the military is concerned, there's no hiding place for these terrorists. As long as there's cooperation within the civil populace, they are reporting information to us. Like we told you, operations are going out across the length and breadth of this country. There's no hiding place for them. There are some people that actually, the same terrorists who relocated from the northwest zone of the country to the northeast zone of the country are the ones being attacked now. There's no safe haven for them as far as the military operations is concerned. The operations will continue to carry out anywhere they go to. Once we get information, they will mop them out. They will be snuffed off. Like I said in the past, we are not relenting on our effort. There's no fear, there's no elevation. These people will always bring out themselves. And when they bring out ourselves, we will know that they are there. And we will definitely go after them. That one is definite. So whether they are relocating and passing through the ungoverned space and getting order to other zones of the country, they will show themselves, and we too will show them that we have the capacity to take them out at any point in time. That's answering your question. On the other question on the agitation and military writing, a lot of things happen in times like this. Like I've told you severally, the Nigerian army is one of the most professional army on the African soil continent. If there's any agitation, it cannot be substantiated. If there's any letter written to the presidency, it cannot be substantiated. In the first place, no military officer can write letter directly to the president if you are not the chief of army staff or the CDS or the service chief. Nobody can write any letter directly to the president, and they will even give it any hearing at all. So it's just some miscreants trying to be mischievous to drag the military into the dirty game they are playing. So it's not something that is an issue or anything that is supposed to be discussed further. Let it just die there. Thank you.